You know, guys, I feel as if everybody says that they want to be a leader, or at least a lot of people say they want to be a leader. But really, what they want to be is a ruler. They don't think about what it is to actually lead, and you don't know until you are actually put in that position. So, most people's idea of being a leader is actually being a ruler, somebody who has people serving them, somebody who has power, who is being served. They don't understand that really being a leader, a good leader, you are serving everybody else that you are leading. And the thing is that people are so different. You have people of different emotions who have different types of emotions at different times. You have people of different temperaments. And sometimes the people don't always want the same thing. And you as a leader have to be able to be discerning what God is saying and where you have to go and go in that direction while trying to accommodate everybody else and not make people feel neglected, amongst many other things. And whenever you make a decision, some people love it, some people hate it, people criticize, everything's about you, it's all on you. And what do you really gain for it? Being a leader is is probably the role of serving the most. And there's nothing you gain. I don't know what you gain personally from it, really, other than the fact that you are doing what God called you to do, which is all there is to gain, and it's more than enough, which is more than anything else you could ask God for. So I think people's definitions of leadership need to really you need to really question what it is that you want when you say you want to be a leader. Maybe you want to be a ruler, that's one thing, or if you really want to be a leader, because you will not be a good or effective leader if you're not submitting yourself to God. I think leadership is the position that takes the most humility because of how the fact that you are dealing with so many people, maybe a few people, it doesn't matter, but the fact that that you're responsible for somebody else. If you are not humble enough to submit yourself to God, excuse me, and his will, and be courageous enough to follow that path that God has set out with wisdom and with love, and there's another word I'm looking for, meekness. If you cannot follow that, you will not be able to be a good leader. You will not be able to, because you can even do what God is telling you to, but you need wisdom from God to do it how He would have you do it, with understanding. And if you don't have these traits, if you're not seeking God for these things, and you're not humbling yourself, you're not humble enough to listen to God, man, you have lots of issues in being a leader. It's not a joke. It's not easy. Everybody may think it's easy until they are put in a position of leadership. So I encourage you to seek God and talk to God. Next time you feel like you want to be a leader, ask God why it is you want to be a leader, and really, search your heart so you know your true intentions. And if God has purpose for you to be a leader, then may the grace of the Lord guide you and grant you all that is necessary: the wisdom, the love, the courage, the meekness, the patience, and the empathy that you need to be the right leader, the leader that God would have purposed you to be. There's none greater to look at or emulate than our Lord Jesus Christ. Look, just think about the fact that he washed his disciples' feet. And as he said, we ought to do the same for one another. Now, you may look at this and be like, oh wow, Jesus is so amazing, how great. And he is so amazing and great. But he expects you to live like him. But you can only live like him, by his own grace. Anyways, may the Lord bless and keep you all. Jesus Christ is King, and he will always be King. Any generation, man comes and goes, makes no difference. Jesus Christ will always be King. And with long life, he satisfies us and shows us his salvation. Jesus is Lord. Blessings, guys.